Well, hello everyone. My name is Richard-Yves Sitoski, and I'm the Owen Sound Ontario, Canada Poet Laureate for 2019-2022. And during my tenure, I've been focusing on the environment, which has led me to read poems to earthworms, perform in industrial ruins, and write poems on snow with biodegradable food dyes. So not your usual. And my most recent book is called No Sleep Till Eden, which is an augmented reality multimedia collection of poems on the environment. So there you have it, and I hope you enjoy. So the current theme is sense of place, and I decided to address that in a more interior way. The human space that we occupy relative to one another. Is hell truly other people? I certainly don't think so. So what I decided to look at in this poem are the things that we can do as individuals to make every one of us feel at home in our own skins. And so the house that I describe is really the house of humanity. And if that sounds a bit grandiloquent, perhaps it does, but I think that we really have our own selves to look towards to make each other feel comfortable and at home in our own skins.
Vena Cava Threshold. I've heard of a house that contains many mansions, but mine is larger. It's a respite for the veterans of the social wars who brought about an armistice despite a weaponized adolescence. It's a hostel for all you quicksand swimmers and flash flood walkers, for all of you who crawl sand-blasted across a desert to an oasis of love. It's got a kitchen for the sidewalk sages who don't take yeses from yes men. It's got a music room where a gospel choir can back up Hank Williams as he weeps at 432 hertz. In the garden, there are no Venus flytraps for children to fall into, but there is a raven who will steal the sun and drop it at your feet like a tennis ball. I've got a library for the woman with Tourette's whose tics are Shakespearean sonnets. I've got a shed for Adam and the dinosaur he rode on his way out of Eden. In the shower, you can see the reflection of your face in the sweat beads on your lover's back. In the parlor, the garbage man with trash in his pores can write a symphony on the lid of a pizza box. There's a bed for the princess who escaped her tower unassisted, then threw her engagement ring into the sea. There's a ball court for the days inferior athletes can play superior games. There are clocks that stop time for single moms. There's a medicine chest with poems you can place on your tongue for timed release enlightenment. There's a nurse who sucks the migraines from your wife's ear with a straw. There are rooms for people from the ugly side of town who have a beauty the wealthy will never recognize. Rooms where dictators can have healthy childhoods and animals can come back from extinction. There are rooms full of hammers to break the chains that bind prisoners to the torturers they fall in love with. There are rooms where you can scream so loudly at injustice your unborn children will hear it. And there are rooms to do nothing but contemplate the fall of a tea leaf as it flutters into your cup of plain hot water.
I've heard of a house that contains many mansions, but I think mine is bigger. It's a hostel, it's got a kitchen, it's got a liquor cabinet, it's a big house, it's got a music room in the garden, but there's a raven. I've got a library, I've got a shed for Adam in the shower, in the sweat beads, in the parlor, the garbage man, with the smell of trash in his pores. There's a bed for the princess, there's a ball card, there's a clock that stops time, there's a medicine chest, there's a nurse, there's a medicine chest, there's a nurse. There are rooms, there are rooms, there are rooms, there are rooms for people from the ugly side of town who've got a beauty the wealthy will never recognize. For people from the ugly side of town who've got a beauty the wealthy will never recognize. There are rooms, so many rooms, there are rooms, so many rooms, oh, there are rooms, so many rooms. There are rooms, so many rooms, so many rooms. I know a house that contains many mansions, but I think mine is bigger. So many rooms, so many rooms, so many rooms. That's jazz, baby.